Mike.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's 420, another hashtag Weed Wednesday, and you're in the cipher with the Podheads. It's your commander-in-chief, Frank the Tank, and as always, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
What's up? Glad to be here. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Big Ace.
What it is? Big Ace in the building. The Podheads, we here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's my God, what a rough day.
It's one of those Wednesdays.
One of those Wednesdays. JB and I have been working pretty hard.
And get that bread.
And so, yeah, get in the bag and such. You already know. We run a business outside of this, and it's just been a very physical last couple of days.
Getting swollen.
Yeah, and so it's been hot as hell.
Real. That's what it is. That's what it is.
2 days straight. Yeah.
You're in the heat. The sun's just beating on you. No cloud cover.
No, not a cloud in the sky in Florida. You know, the bullshit about it is that over the weekend, it'll be freaking torrential downpours. Yeah. That's Florida for you right there. It'll be blazing hot all damn week.
Be some bullshit.
And then it'll piss all weekend. So yeah.
Thanks, Florida.
So yeah,
we're here.
Kind of a crazy last couple of days. But anyway, we're here doing the damn thing. WJHM102jams.com. You can catch our episodes there every 7 p.m. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. The brain's functioning less than 100% here.
Pardon our tardiness.
Yeah, we have you can catch the podcast basically anywhere you get your podcast, whether it's Android or Apple.
iOS.
We got you covered. You can go to podheads.com and check out some of our episodes as well. Sorry we're late, folks, today. If you're watching live, like I said, it's been a long couple of days. So if you're listening, don't worry about it.
Exactly. Shout out, though. I appreciate everybody who's sticking with us even in the long run here.
Yeah, for sure. So crazy, right? We're gonna talk today about the big F word, right? TF, toxic femininity.
The big F word.
Toxic femininity. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting term because before we get too far into it, it's just I recently kind of discovered what that is. You know what I mean? So I just felt like, my goodness, with everything going on in the media between Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Jada, and Will Smith, and the Kardashians coming back. We already spoke about them an episode or two ago. I just felt like, man, it's time we talk about toxic femininity.
It's in the forefront right now. It's been, ever since the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
This has been a result or a consequence or whatever. But now with the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing taking forefront and the Will Smith, Jada, it's time we talk about it.
Crack. Okay, cool. But before we do this, let's do this as we always do and get this weed.
There we go. That'll make you feel better right there. Smoking that weed. Gotcha.
Hey.
The good old OG.
The old trusty one.
There you go. Exactly.
That'll do the trick.
Somebody have some fire for me.
That'll do the trick.
Fire?
Right no lighters on this side.
Definitely not.
Be more prepared, sir.
Coming rain. It's raining lighters.
Lighters here.
In the cipher. I didn't even see it till I hit him.
Damn.
I didn't see it till it was too fucking late.
Face by a lighter. It's all good.
Nah, but
fucking drive-by lightering.
Light it up.
So we wanted to talk about toxic femininity because there's like you said it, ever since this whole Me Too movement and kind of Trump era, we've had this weird dynamic, right, in social cultures these days where people are just saying whatever the hell they want without thought of consequence, without anything like that, right? And it's gotten a few people hot water. It's gotten a few people's ass kicked.
Sure did. Mike Tyson just punched a dude in the face for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and now we find ourselves in a situation here where women are starting to. I mean, guys do it, right? We're all right. So the Me Too movement started off. It's kind of funny how how the attention shifted, right? We went on this witch hunt, almost like Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, we
chased down like Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein. Who else? A bunch of guys. Who? Louis C.K. Yeah, all these people.
Oh,
they
Donovan
just
McNabb,
went
all
down.
kind of guys.
Yeah, hunting all these guys down and took them out. Right. If you were accused or if you were if you were guilty, of being a sexist, right, or rapist, a toxic masculine, you were pretty much ousted and your careers ruined. Okay, which deservedly so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's we all.
They tried to get Aziz.
And I do want to talk about that later in the episode because he's a perfect example of what this has turned into. This has evolved from something that was
good
pure
yeah
at heart. Yeah,
exactly.
let's give a voice to the voiceless and let's root out the evil at the upper echelons of society.
I have my flame and pitchfork, what is it, pitchfork or whatever, pitchfork. Yeah, because I was on that train too. Let's go get them all. I was definitely in it. Yeah. But then the unintended consequences, maybe I don't know if it's unintended consequences or maybe just a small portion decide to take that as an excuse.
You just jumped on that bandwagon quick, didn't you? You didn't even think about
bandwagon. I mean, these guys were pedophiles, maybe not pedophiles, but like nasty old men, and they should all go down.
Oh, sure. But a lot of the people that went down for stupid shit.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about.
The Weinsteins and the Kevin Spaceys. But there were guys that went down for, shit that people do every day.
Sure. And that's where this has gone, right? Yeah. Is that people are now starting to take advantage of the situation. 100%. Right? And so now the definition of the word toxic femininity has kind of evolved over the years, right? It's gone from, two sides of the same coin. It really interested me how my first initial understanding of the word toxic femininity was more so, and I do have a definition here because I think it's so interesting. But it used to be kind of relating to toxic masculinity, right? It used to be something more along the lines of what do you call it? Like
violence,
reinforcing the patriarchal behavior in society.
Oh, so toxic femininity used to be like, being too subservient to men, basically.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Too feminine, maybe.
Being too, you're allowing men to dominate and be in control. Okay, I get it.
Yes.
I think it's bullshit, but okay.
And so the definition, in many places have many different definitions, but I think ultimately the original definition of it posits that women, this is according to verywellmind.com, toxic femininity posits that women are without agency and exist to be defined and judged of their value by a male in their life, such as a father or a husband. Right. So whereas toxic masculinity encourages violence and domination in order to uphold an unequal power dynamic.
Okay.
So toxic femininity supposedly supports the silent acceptance of violence and domination
of male masculinity.
So basically, accepting toxic masculinity was toxic femininity.
Interesting. Okay.
One hand washes the other, right?
Interesting.
I get that concept or why that would be the definition or why they would look at it.
And that was a long time ago too.
It's not my first inclination.
Different.
It's not the first thing that
just
comes to mind
feminists
for me.
saying that housewives shouldn't be housewives, and if they're a housewife, they're toxic?
Not necessarily.
Because that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like everything that is mentioned there is like what a housewife would do.
I think it would be. It's more about the attitude, right? A toxic feminist, right, might make fun of a housewife. Might make fun of or talk shit about a career woman because she feels that the place is in the home, right? Mm-hmm. That is an example of toxic femininity.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that is.
But somebody could be a homemaker and still run their own business, do their own thing. I mean, who knows? Doesn't have to be a business person, but still, still have dignity and want to. I mean, people do it every day.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of housewives out there that don't practice toxic femininity, and I don't think it makes you a toxic feminine to be a housewife.
Exactly.
No, I don't think so either. I think it comes from the thinking, right? The thought process when you're growing up. Times are changing. The generation is different. But I personally still come from the generation. I'm not that much older than you, But I come from the generation where Pop went to work, Mom stayed home, took care of everything. What Pop said went. That was the law, and men were raised to grow up and take care of their families. There wasn't a thought about, oh, you need to grow up and be a career woman. It was like, well, you need to go and find a man and raise a family, right?
Mhm.
And then now with our sister and our mother, things are a little bit different because she raised a little different because she had a different mindset.
Right.
So I can get that mindset and where it comes from because it's something that's deep rooted from you up to a certain point in time,
Sure,
right? If
sure,
you're a certain age, that's the way you were brought up. That's the way you were expected to live your life.
And this generation,
I mean?
I think, is that same example. Just this time, I said it earlier. It's just a different time. Like that's what toxic feminism was back then. But you said it several times. It has changed. Like we couldn't even find a good definition, a solid, consistent definition because it has changed. It isn't quite that now.
Like think of it like this, right? You know, from our personal experience, right? When our parents separated, me and our other brother Marcus grew up with our dad and our stepmom. Who, you know, she raised us. You know, she became our mom.
Mhm.
You know, we still had our mom, our mother, our biological mom, but mommy hated mom.
Sure. Your
Because
stepmom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in her eyes, she wasn't a real mother because she let her kids go live with their dad.
Okay. I mean, that's
You know what I mean?
tough.
Now you could sit there and say, oh, that's toxic femininity,
Yeah,
right?
it sounds
But
pretty
at the
toxic.
time, that's what was expected. That's what was supposed to be. That was what was expected of women. If you're in the gutter, your kids are with you no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Because she wasn't as forward thinking, you know, and on my mom's point of view was their dad's better able to provide for them at the moment while I get myself together.
Mm-hmm. More of a realist.
Exactly.
Sure,
So it's just two different, and the age difference between them played a lot of part.
Was it long? Was it wide?
It was about it was
10 years?
between my dad and my mom are 11 years.
Yeah, a whole generation.
So it's
yeah.
a different mindset, right? My mom wanted more for herself than just being a housewife.
Right.
While as you know, our other mom was okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what it's supposed to be, and she was cool with it.
Society influences a lot, man.
Yeah, things change.
Things change.
But like as we said, toxic femininity. I wonder how many times I'm going to say this in this episode.
Drinking game.
Exactly.
Toxic femininity.
Call it TF.
Yeah, but you know the term has evolved, right? The term has evolved. According to Urban Dictionary, toxic femininity is a social science term that describes narrow repressive type of ideas about the female gender role. That defines femininity as exaggerated feminine traits like being sensitive, emotional, having a perfect appearance, and so forth. And so there's some interesting differences between the kind of actions that a toxic feminist kind of what would you say perpetrated as opposed, originally as opposed to today. So a few things, a couple examples according to Thought Catalog about toxic femininity and what they're doing. So this is a definition in 2020, right? This is at the freaking prime of the Me Too movement, empowering women, right? So here's a couple of things. Here's a couple examples. When are you having kids? Or I just don't see how you can be happy without kids. Women putting pressure on other women to have kids.
Yeah.
Basically, anything that equates femininity or being a woman to pop things out of your uterus.
Okay, I mean,
the "I'm not like the other girls" speech. You know what? Who are the other
we've heard
girls?
that.
Why are you tearing down other women? You know, the idea that we need to play dumb, act weak, or helpless to attract a man. So you know,
there's a why.
These are kind of old school thoughts, right? These are like stepmom, our old stepmom. Like these are kind of from that old view, right? So even in 2020, people are defining toxic femininity as almost like the same values and definitions from 20 30 years prior.
Which are like classic family values.
Right. You go ask your mom or your grandma, and they're like, "This is normal. What are you talking about? This is how I grew up. This was my society. This was expected of women at the time. Not anymore."
It's like the women who stayed with their husbands who cheated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he took
That's
care
what
of the
was
family,
expected,
whatever. Where
right?
am I supposed to go? This is where I belong.
Yeah.
And things like that. It just is what it is.
Being a
Times
divorce.
change,
Sure.
mindsets change.
Society,
so I get
man.
it.
Have you guys ever heard of a gold star lesbian?
A gold?
What?
Yes.
I heard of unicorns.
Yes, I've heard Gold Star, and they have them for
Apparently,
lesbians and gay guys. They got they got a rating system.
So if you've never had sex with the opposite sex, right? So if you're a lesbian, you've never had sex with a man, then you're considered Gold Star lesbian. And apparently that there's a big thing with Gold Star lesbians picking on other lesbians
for not being Gold Star,
for having had sex with men prior.
Well, bitch, how you know you don't like something if you don't try it out first? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I don't like dick, but
talking about lesbians here.
Yeah, we're talking about y'all, not me.
Good example. That's a good example, right? Of toxic femininity.
I remember the time this guy used that in the club one time.
What's that?
One time we were in the club and you know, he goes to talk to this chick and she was like, well, no, I only mess with girls. I only like girls.
Okay.
And he goes, how do you know? She's like, what do you mean? She's like, you ever had some dick?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, but I don't like it. He's like, you don't know until you try it.
Until you try.
And then like 8 lesbians like came up. He was like, all right.
Oh, they fucking
me up, I
gang
guess.
raped
I don't know.
He
I
was
must
like,
have been wasted. I don't remember that.
oh yeah. It was one of those days. Back in
Making
the
fun
day,
of
we
other
did that a
women
lot.
for their body, right? Flat chested, no booty, right? Real women have curves. And this is something we'll talk about with more examples later with people like Kim Kardashian, like you know, reinforcing unrealistic body types. Like the idea of picking on women who choose not to shave, right? The idea of saying, now granted, personally, I prefer my wife to have shaved legs and
but we
pits
shouldn't be
and all that
shaming
stuff.
anybody.
It's my preference, but you know, it's. No, I wouldn't divorce her if she stopped. I wouldn't leave my woman if she. But it would be an issue.
It would
definitely be an
But
issue.
I'd definitely be like, girl, you better shave that
Yeah,
shit.
you gotta compromise here.
But regardless, you know,
But we get the spirit of it.
It's a woman shouldn't be made fun of by other women or
Right.
anybody for deciding not to shave.
Right.
I think women are shaving younger and younger these days now too. You know, I know that I remember when I was, you know, a kid, you know, my nieces and siblings that were around my age, cousins not allowed to shave, you know,
No,
with little hairy legs, you know, 13, 14. And now you got girls out there shaved, getting bikini waxes at 14, 15
wearing
years old,
thongs and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing?
So I sound like an old bastard right now, but still.
No, and I have a daughter. Oh God.
Listen,
no.
I
When do you think is an appropriate age? Like you have a daughter who's about to be 5, JD.
Sure, yeah.
All right. So when do you think is the appropriate age for a young lady to start wearing makeup, start shaving, all that stuff?
Okay, makeup's a little different. I mean, she puts a little blush now. You know, it's nothing too crazy. Shaving,
and there are women that'll like get down on you for allowing
really?
that. That's
Wow.
part of that culture.
Bring it
Yeah.
on.
Oh, dude,
I'm just kidding.
They came for me because I went about this little kid. He was a little boy. He was like 10 years old, and he was doing his makeup on Instagram or whatever, and
on himself.
Bro, he killed it, right? But I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
And everybody's like, oh, you got a problem? Because I said, no, I don't care if it's a boy. He's like 10. I don't care if you're a boy or a girl. You ain't got no business putting all that shit on your face.
Maybe a
That's a good
10-year-old
point,
daughter, I probably wouldn't be too happy.
40. I'm with you, Elvin.
Yeah.
My daughter can't have sex or
I'm
go
trying
on
to be,
dates
I'm
till
trying to be
she's 40.
super realistic. I think puberty age, and that might not even be up to me, right?
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, then
Oh,
I
dude,
think
puberty gonna catch you off guard.
Oh my God. It gets you.
Her cycle gonna come, and my daughter's came when she was like 8, bro.
Oh my God.
I wasn't ready for it. I cried.
Terrible.
No,
I
that's
cried
so
like a little
scary for
girl.
me. Wow.
I was like, she's a baby.
Yeah,
she's not
she's a
ready.
baby.
Yeah,
It's getting younger and younger. I mean, maybe hormones, maybe the food that we
The food
eat, the
is
water.
I'm sure.
It's in the water,
I
all that
mean,
stuff, man.
Crazy.
So toxic femininity, right? It's changed. Now you can find examples from Urban Dictionary that sound like this. Putting your hands on, abusing, and physically assaulting men, and then using your woman card to get out of being hit back or getting in trouble. Dave
Bingo.
Chappelle spoke about this, and he got freaking crucified.
Almost canceled, yeah.
You know what I mean? Body shaming, right? Whose butt is bigger? Who's ugly? Who's fat? Who's too skinny? I mean,
agree.
not for nothing, but I've heard in you name it, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, who's the other one? From Houston, Texas, Megan Thee Stallion. You know, all these women, even though they sport
At least
these
make shit is
crazy,
real.
voluptuous bodies, that you could hear in their damn rhyme. You know,
songs.
that kind of toxic femininity, talking shit. Meanwhile, Lizzo can't walk around in a thong because people are tripping.
People are shaming her. Yeah, I mean, she do be wilding out sometimes. But
She
she
wildin',
wearing
but-
You do be wild, but
I
you
don't
know
hate.
what?
I don't hate.
Yeah.
But the people come out and they defend her.
They do.
Oh, you're body shaming. You're this, you're that.
Yeah.
The real toxic
So how
thing,
is it not body shaming when a fat chick messes with a skinny chick?
the real
It is.
crazy toxic thing about body shaming too with some of these women is they'll be like, don't body shame women, but the second that a dude comes in there and says the wrong things, they'll be like, oh, look at this bald, short dick, tiny dick motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look at this.
They'll body shame the
Like
dude
they'll
real
instantly
quick.
start attacking every one of their physical features, and then be like, oh no, don't body shame her.
Yeah.
Like,
Cash,
but
actually, you reminded me of a situation where you just told me about you got banned on social media because of women. I guess there was a lesbian that was posting, or I don't know what her preference was, but there was women posting about how we don't need men anymore. They found a way to hey, what up, Tom Cat? We found a way to get, they said, I believe, sperm or create sperm out of women's bone marrow, something crazy like that.
That's wild.
And so women were posting, oh, we don't need men anymore. Let's get rid of all men. And all Cash said was, well, who's going to do all the hard work pretty much? Now, I can see how some people might find that a little bit, masculine. But
But that's not what he was talking about. He had a very good point. Like,
no, he never said that. He was just saying the work that exactly.
Mhm.
Most of the men do the hard work,
Yeah.
and most of the women don't want to. There's a reason why there's not women lining up clamoring to freaking work in steel mills.
Yeah, it's
just
come
saying.
on, like let's be real.
Yeah, the point though here is that we're getting canceled for making statements like that.
we're getting
Meanwhile, women
Facebook
are not.
jail.
That I think adds to toxic feminist culture.
Mhm.
How about this one? Giving people sex and affection in return for money. I mean, you see this all the day. OnlyFans, hello? There's OnlyFans
There's a
not
platform
freaking
for it.
does not,
Sure.
contribute to that. And here's the thing: you ride this line
think
because
about
if
it.
you say anything about this, then they say, "Oh, well, how dare you shame
No,
sex workers?"
You're anti-feminist.
So,
yeah,
no,
you
I
hate
don't
women.
mind sex
And then they
workers.
hit you with,
I'm like, come on, you can't have shit two different ways, dude.
you can't have it both ways. And then they hit, oh, well, men can do it too. Okay, but for every man on OnlyFans, there's 50 women,
Mhm.
and they're making a lot more money than the men are.
And you all know about these girls. There are internet thoughts right now, okay, that do interviews that go all over. You've seen them where they get celebrities to fly them out just so that they could bang them out and sometimes take a dump on their chest, according to OBJ. That whole story we talked about a while ago. But, these women are glorifying basically
being a horse.
legal prostitution. Like, yeah, I'm not getting paid to screw this guy, but he's going to fly me out, spoil me, might buy me a bag or something. And yeah, it's pretty much the same shit.
I mean, it is.
Come on.
Just not. No, it is. You get paid for it, sister.
And they had the nerve to try and shame Derek Jeter for giving them bitches a basket on the way out.
Really? Is that true?
I don't know how true it is, but that's what they said.
Derek
They said when he was
Jeter.
done with them, he had a little gift basket set up for when they was leaving. They got a gift basket.
That sounds ridiculous.
And they had memorabilia, like signed baseballs and
Whoa.
jerseys, shit like that.
That's
I don't know how
That
true
sounds
it is,
ridiculous.
but that would be the most pretentious thing. Like, are you serious?
You said you
yeah.
texted us a couple of days ago about this company that was going to help parents sue social media companies for like depression and things like that. And that's where my mind went when you started talking about these Instagram models, as they call themselves, right? People young people are seeing this and seeing it as a career path.
Yeah, kids are getting into it. Younger and younger people are starting
I have
to
a
realize.
daughter that is my biggest fear is that she becomes something
It's
like
farting
this.
in jars to something on the internet.
We
and
talked
shit.
about that. Okay.
Listen, I'd rather her fart in a jar than suck dick for money.
That's true, but still,
But, yeah, it's
In
crazy.
today's topic, it definitely adds into the toxic femininity.
Absolutely.
So you see it, right?
Women can do shit men can't.
Women bring
Big double
nothing.
standard.
We've seen the videos where these women come on TikTok and say, "Well, a man's got to spoil me. A man's got to take care of me."
Mhm.
Not bringing anything to the table whatsoever. And
No,
that
you don't
kind of
do
culture
nothing
promoted.
but look good.
Exactly.
That's all you do. That's the only thing you bring to
And
this
that's what
world.
you expect to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then want to.
But if my fat ass goes on there and says, I need a chick that makes 120 grand a year, drives a Lexus, has a big old house, no kids and whatever, they're going to look at me like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
you're
converse
crazy.
side of that. Like, you're crazy.
You have over sexualized personas, right? Nicki Minaj,
talked
right? We
about
talked
that.
about it, Megan Thee Stallion. Now, let's be honest, Saweetie, whatever. Who doesn't get a little tight in the pants?
I love
when
it.
they see these music videos.
I love it, but I'm also a realist here.
Listen, I love me some Meg.
So I'm not shitting on
I love
him like
watching her
that.
twerk.
But here's the thing. You pass that off as empowerment, self-expression, and empowerment. But that is completely unrealistic.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's
for
completely
the masses,
unrealistic. It's like The
absolutely.
Rock juicing up, which I'm sure, he's had his little HGH and stuff like that. But that's
Look
like
at
The
that
Rock juicing the hell up. You
Don't
know
get
what
us
I mean?
sued for fucking libel.
I'm
Maybe.
pretty sure he said he used HGH, which is legal.
Hypothetically speaking,
Which is
allegedly.
legal.
There you
Yeah.
go.
If he did.
The Rock ain't paying attention to us, trust me.
I know, right?
But but you know what I mean. So like that'd be like him juicing up or you know what I mean, and telling everybody out there go live your best life, natural life. This and that, third. This is no
Sure.
man. There's just something about it that it doesn't get me like that worked up because I know. You know what I mean? I know
Because you like it, because I raised my hand. We're being realist, I think, in today. It's like, let's be real about what we're talking about. Yeah. As a society, it's probably not a good direction to keep, I don't want to say allowing here, because I'll let you do whatever the hell you want to do.
The thing is,
but as a parent of a daughter, I
don't want my daughter to
the
see the shit.
influence. Yeah, I don't want her to see this.
Well, my thing is this. You can't sit here and talk about, it's women empowerment, this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. You can't control what the next person thinks. If that makes you feel empowered, cool. But if that makes this guy look at you and think you're a whore, guess what?
Gotta take it.
You can't control that. You can't have one without the other. If it empowers you, then be empowered. It shouldn't matter to you what somebody else thinks or says.
That's a good point.
But you can't sit here and get mad at the man because he sees different. Or get mad at that woman because she sees different. Now, is it okay for her to talk shit on you or whatever? No, of course not. Your opinion is your opinion. Yeah. But you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and shake your ass. That's like the women who walk around with their ass hanging out but then get mad when a nigga look at them.
You're looking. I mean,
well, why the fuck you walking around like that? If you don't want me to look, cover that shit up.
I think it's very safe to say that they are very aware of what's happening.
If you got your boobs out, if you're walking around in a booby shirt. Don't be mad when people looking at your boobies.
But you know what the crazy thing is?
But then that's the thing. Then they'll sit there and say, oh, well, I can't dress like this. I can't do this without people ogling me. You know what? If I walk around, guys, I don't care how good or bad I look. If I walk around with a half a testy hanging out of my shorts, you're looking, sweetheart. Whether you your eyes are going to be drawn. You might not be my God, look at that thing.
Listen, if I walked outside with my ass hanging out of my shorts, you're going to look.
Yes.
Okay? It is what it is.
It's not intentional. It's just the eye is drawn at things that are the unusual, things that you don't see every single day. If you saw a purple bird flying through the sky, you're going to be.
You know what another thing is, though?
It's the same way. If you see titties out,
you saw me.
Not that you're horny about them, but
you know what?
If they're out, they're not usually out. So,
yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You don't
anybody.
Listen, don't everybody just see titties all the time.
No.
And if you do, they're the same titties. Every once in a while, a pair of strange titties. Hey, okay. These are community. I see my titties every day.
You saw me. You just seen at the freaking theme park.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just existing, like as a paraplegic, just driving around. As I was like, literally everybody looks at me, and then a lot of people will come up and talk to me too.
Yeah.
Well,
so
not only this,
when you see something that you're not seeing in your everyday life, you're going to peak. And I mean, just this way.
But check this out. Is this another form of toxic femininity? How many of those women does it just depend who the person looking is?
Oh, okay.
Right, like 50 Shades.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves 50 Shades because he was a rich man who was freaking did nasty shit. That guy was a sick son of a bitch. But if that was Jim Bob from West Virginia, that'd have been fucking wrong turn. It'd have been a completely different movie, right? It'd have been received differently. And it's the same thing with fucking women out here. You be walking around with your ass hanging out, and I'd be like, God damn, baby. You gonna look at me and be like, oh, you nasty motherfucker. Mm-hmm. But if a motherfucker that looks good to her walks by, she
No, that's true. Yeah.
That I would say it adds to it.
Yeah.
It adds to it.
Sure, absolutely.
It's like you can't pick it. You can't listen. You can't sit here and be okay with one person looking. Mm-hmm. Oh, but you got a problem with the other, but you got it out, bitch.
Yeah, bro. Let's talk about freaking Amber Heard.
Amber Turd.
Woo,
Amber
that chick
Turd.
there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Can I make an observation real quick about Johnny Depp? Real quick, Johnny Depp, poor Johnny Depp. Look at this guy.
I think he looks good.
It's just what a rough
He
thing
looks
to go
like fucking
through.
Rango.
To basically have
the character,
to have your just everything dragged out, your friends, your
He's a
family,
lizard,
your private
bro.
life,
Oh, that's right. What am I
pictures
thinking?
pictures of your private pictures just put on display
Yeah.
for everybody to see. Absolutely
The
insane. But
world.
one thing that I got from this here trial,
She looks better with red hair, by the
before
way.
I get into Amber Heard, that's toxic femininity. That's
There
toxic
it
masculinity
is.
right there.
Got
I'm just
him.
kidding.
Canceled.
Okay, I don't know. Johnny Depp, look at this. I got a video here because it drives me fucking fun. It's ridiculous.
Fucking Johnny.
Where's my video here? What's going on? Oh, my bad. That's my bad.
There it
There
is.
we go. My mic's on. Yeah. Look at this. These are some of the testimony after. This is literally them talking about after he cut his fingertip off because she drove him to madness. And he's talking about how he dipped it in paint. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. What I wanted to make a point of was that this guy is the slowest speaking dude in the history of ever, bro. I
Jack
freaking watched
Sparrow,
this.
man.
He sounds like Jack Sparrow on freaking I don't know, on Downers,
On
man.
fucking volume.
Look at him. It takes forever just to. Painstaking.
Yeah, like all he got to do is say yes.
Okay,
And he
let's-
goes, yes.
mean, maybe he's
well,
taking
there
his
was
time.
actually blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Let me tell you, I watched this whole freaking Johnny deposition.
Hey,
I watched
rim
this
job.
whole deposition in 1.5 times speed.
Yeah.
Fast forward, so that it sounded
he
like
sounded
a normal,
Like a
conversation.
normal
like a
fucking
human
person.
being.
Yeah.
The thing that,
Look.
yeah.
I think he's just
Oh,
a chill
yeah.
guy, man. You
He's-
can't mess with the cool.
Yeah, you can bring it up for. Yeah, I guess some of these you can fast forward a bit on there. Look at this. Yeah, some of the things. So there's no doubt.
Yeah, this
You're listening to Amber Heard
recording, right?
recording here. Yeah. Basically testifying to the abuse that was given to her by Johnny Depp. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is an audio recording of something she was telling somebody else about what happened to her, which is clearly had no evidence to support. Whereas Johnny Depp clearly got his ass whooped
He's
a
missing
few
a
times
finger.
by her. Now, let me just say this.
I think
Pull
Johnny
us
Depp
back
was
up.
showing some toxic femininity, taking them ass whoopings like that.
Yeah. So, the fact of the matter is that this woman, 2016, she filed for divorce, and after filing, she accused him of domestic violence.
Mhm.
Right. She said that he was the aggressor in their relationship, and basically took him to court. The man lost millions.
Yeah.
Upon millions.
His career,
Pirates, Disney
essentially.
dropped him from Pirates.
The day
He
after,
was pretty
bro.
much untouchable, right?
Mhm.
But now this new trial, as you can
Fantastic
see,
Beasts.
has shown, that the fight between them was like BS.
It was
they have
one-sided.
clips. Yeah, they have clips of her that he recorded. Saying, "Hey, I didn't hit you that hard," or "Shut up, I
Mhm.
just did this." Pretty
Yeah.
much admitting to abusing him.
Yeah.
He took pictures. He had documentation. There's no doubt that he was a little messed up too. There was some abusive language. There was some passive aggressive things going on there. But I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, he said some crazy shit.
Yeah. He talked about killing her. He did. There was some threat stuff like that.
Talk about fucking her lifeless skull.
yeah. But I mean, again, what is realistic about that?
Mhm,
People
mhm.
say stupid shit when they're pissed
When
off.
they're mad,
Sure,
when they're
It is
fighting.
what it is. I've said I'm pretty sure I've said I will skull fuck somebody at least once in my life.
Yes, when I'm
So-
pissed off.
So then
Hey, baby.
I would actually kill him and do that, and so, but again, the fact that this woman sat there, put her hands on him multiple times, drove this man crazy, even though again,
Actually
he
assaulted
played his
him.
part, for her to then go under the guise of the Me Too movement and try to basically destroy his life and sue him for millions of dollars, I think $50 million.
But the fucked up part is
100 million.
Yeah. Or he's suing her for 50 million or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's insane.
she's countersuing for 100 million.
Yeah.
There you go.
The thing is, though, she ain't lost nothing.
No, she's
still working and chilling.
I'm actually surprised that's actually a thing that she's still working.
I don't think after this.
They
I
were
said it,
trying
I'm
to get
gonna
her
make
fired
my-
off Aquaman.
I'm almost
And they were
certain
like,
she's
and they
done.
were like, no, blah blah
She
blah.
gonna be
We're
the next
standing
one.
by her. Even Jason Momoa came out talking about. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna
Jason
continue. They're
Momoa
filming
is
though.
the ultimate toxic femininity symbol.
yes,
motherfucker.
exactly. The,
I'll give it to Will Smith,
catalyst
but
over
Walk
here.
around driving old motorcycles and drinking
long hair,
beer. The life. You know,
Dark,
I'm just
no,
jealous.
I give it to Will
Sexy
I'm
Smith
guy.
just
personally.
jelly
but-
as hell over Jason.
You know,
Momoa.
there is recording of, now we're talking about the Me Too movement, there is recording of Amber Heard saying, they won't believe you because I'm the woman.
Yeah.
Like, because you're the man. They
She
won't believe
knew
you.
this, and women
She
take
knew.
advantage of this.
That's toxic femininity.
Yes, men need better protections against like this. I don't know. Someone mentioned earlier about being afraid to come and things like this. Toxic feminists making it harder for other women to come forward.
Mhm.
I think that if you in any case, if you have seriously been abused, whether physically, mentally, anyway, then you should definitely come forward and
Absolutely.
get help.
Sure.
But under no circumstances do you have the right to try and pull that shit on somebody just because you got sour grapes or just
Mhm.
because you really
Problem is
you're
Crying
vindictive.
wolf, bro. Like,
But it's like anything else. The problem is that there's assholes that are going to do that.
all the time,
And
and,
then
there's
it
no
makes it harder
serious
for the other
penalties.
people.
Here's my thing: there's no serious penalties for
There
shit
should
like
be.
this, and there needs to be. In my opinion, it
you-
happens all the time. Frivolous lawsuits, bullshit claims,
Rape
false
claims.
Listen, if-
accusations. It happens to athletes,
Mhm.
to celebrities, happens to moguls, rich people, every freaking day. People in the hood, it happens all the time.
All the time.
And women, what happens? Some of these guys lives are destroyed. Some of these guys are found, innocent.
Yeah.
But nothing happens. These women walk
Nothing
out of
happens
court
to the women.
oh, well,
and don't have a problem whatsoever.
Mhm.
And, so
and
that adds
they
to
need to be
toxic.
punished. Yes,
I think
the courts reinforce toxic
Yes,
femininity.
yes.
absolutely. I think women. I feel like if a woman accuses a man of rape, and it's proven that she was full of shit, she should get every fucking second that he would have
he
gotten
would've
in
gotten.
jail
Sure.
if he was found guilty. She
Yeah.
should get
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
Eye
second.
for an eye
Yeah,
kind of
look at
thing.
this chick. Amber Heard, you're going to jail. I hope
Amber
you guys.
Turd.
Amber
Amber
Turd.
Turd.
Who takes a dump
shitting in the bed? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong? Who does that?
Bro, like, come on.
That
Bro, when
is-
you
listen.
told me about it, I lost my shit. I almost wrecked the fucking car.
Yeah.
Because I'm just driving and he goes, and he's telling me, he sends me this meme, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't
Hulk
get
Hogan,
it.
I wish I had it right now.
I don't get it, right? And then he tells me, he's like, no, they were in the testimony, and he talked about she shit in the bed. And I heard the testimony
pictures
today. I
and all.
almost fucking killed myself. He's talking about that his boy, he was gonna go get his shit from the house,
his boy.
and that his boy showed him, said it's not a good
Yeah.
time. Shows him a picture of his bed with shit on it.
Oh,
Bro.
man. Under the cover. So she was trying
She
to
was
hide
trying
it
to
so that
sabotage his
So he
ass.
could get in the
Like,
bed.
What is that?
Bitch.
What is that trap where you dig a hole?
Yeah, the
and you
booby
got
trap.
some-
Yeah.
Like a
you
Vietnamese
cover,
spikes.
you cover it with freaking little grass. and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, she
Like,
tried to get him, bro.
That's biological warfare,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro,
Like,
shit.
you know
You know
psychological.
how
Right,
gross
yeah.
that is?
I believe some psychologists, and I wish I had it, but I remember reading a headline about 2-3 days ago where some, I guess, professional or renowned psychologist said, from what I've seen,
Mhm.
in my very short time looking at her, she shows signs of borderline personality disorder. And we've talked about it before, to be an actor, in some ways you have to push
yeah.
the
true.
boundaries of your mental capability. And if you're already, especially if you started young and you've always, I remember as an elective in high school, I had drama class. And I remember early in my life, I could see some of these young girls like, dude, you just like one of the freaking, the director or the teacher would give them a role in a play. And, you just did your first like starring role in a high school play.
Yeah, I'm gonna be famous.
No, not even like just walking around with like looking down their noses at people. Yeah, and just being like, it's easy for the ego to like blow things
You're in a
out of
shitty
proportion.
high school play, bitch. Ain't nobody gonna ever hear you. Shut up.
I was the prince in Cinderella, by the way.
Yeah? How'd you do?
I was great.
Yeah.
Got a kiss and
You were
everything.
the prince in Cinderella? I have a hard time buying that.
Yeah, come on, guy, middle school. Shout out to
Glass Slipper.
He was the only guy in drama club.
no, you know what? Truthfully, I think it was because the other guy was black and the girl was Hispanic, and they wanted to make. Honest to goodness, I honestly think that was it.
Wow.
They wanted to make.
They didn't want to mix the races in middle school,
right? Yeah. I'm just saying, long time ago.
Racist ass schools. Kim K, bro. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, the Kardashian clan.
Look at this body. I mean, obviously, what guy?
She claims it's real. I don't buy it.
Of course, it's not
too,
real.
bro.
Absolutely not. And what woman doesn't envy that? At least not. I mean, deep down inside, many maybe not won't admit, but do. But that's
we all want to look
part
the best.
of the whole.
You don't have
toxic,
that much ass and have tiny ass knees and legs
tiny
like that.
waist.
Come on,
no,
bitch.
she clearly gets most of these videos. Most of the images of Kim Kardashian are Photoshop. Period. They have many
100%.
articles have come out. Many things have come on the news that have proven that. Oh, she forgot to Photoshop this.
Mhm.
Oh, look, even small dumb shit like photoshopping her carpet. For some reason, and I don't mean the one you're thinking about. I mean,
rim job,
literal floor in her house.
I don't even think she has a carpet, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, we've seen the video.
I don't remember. It was
a long time ago.
That shit was
like
terrible.
20 years ago. It feels
it
like.
was, yeah.
Long time ago.
But I mean, she has made a career out of that, and of course, it's trying to be empowering and all. But a lot of people feel that the whole lifestyle of the Kardashians is not only just like detrimental to the minds of young women everywhere, like just unrealistic, but their body, their unrealistic body styles. I wanted to read you guys something from Distractify. This was really interesting about the Kardashians. So here's a few things that many members of the large Kardashian clan, including Kim, Kylie, and Khloe, have been accused of promoting hyperfemininity and unrealistic body image, right? In an op-ed to Los Angeles Times, writer Ruben Abkarian mentioned the evolution of Kim's impossibly tiny waist and ample posterior. And Kylie and Khloe's facial changes throughout their career. Scholars have also, I wish we had some images of this, I didn't think about it, but scholars have also chimed in and accused the family of culturally appropriating Black women's fashion and hairstyles on multiple occasions, thus sabotaging the demographic. In a piece for Public Books, writer Ren Ellis Nera said the Kardashians used their likeness to earn financial gain from Black people and Black culture, even as they stigmatized, in particular, Black women through their project of multiracial whiteness. People are upset because all these who have these women, attached themselves to over the years, right?
What culture, what race?
Yeah,
it's the Black one. Yep,
exactly. According to the Los Angeles Times article by that same guy, Robin Akarian, talking about how the slim thick, right? The ridiculous body image of having a tiny waist and a fat butt, right? It's just there's no such thing as
there
slim
isn't.
thick.
I mean, I'm trying to think
that
of
was
an athlete
invented in the last few years.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Serena Williams might be the closest thing, and even
no,
then,
she's not zero weight.
No, she's
No,
not.
but and the thing about it is, even the ones that do, like some of these gymnasts and whatever, they got asses on the back, but they don't have all that hips and thigh action.
That's true too. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it's not natural.
Like you have those women that have that hourglass and them hips and them thighs and whatever. That's different from that athletic body that is just, toned muscles and then a big old butt. That's muscle.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some cultures criticize the family's transformations and relationships as disturbing on a deeper level. Their husbands and or partners have included who? Kanye, Lamar Odom, Tristan Thompson, Travis Scott, and all of them have biracial children. So I mean, some people
poison in the gene pool.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
The Kardashians, according to Ron Ellis, right? The Kardashians are a prime example of multiracial white supremacy. This is a Wesleyan University associate professor of African American Studies.
Okay.
She wrote
Smarter than me.
a commercial enterprise posing as a family. The Kardashians are hell-bent on extracting financial gain from Black people and Black culture, even as they stigmatize in particular.
whether
Black women
you agree
through
or
their
not,
project of multiracial whiteness.
it's what's happening, right? Whether you agree, I don't know about all that race stuff he's saying, but this is what's happening. And again, that person's
I
a
don't
lot
get it.
smarter than me.
I don't know.
It's a lot smarter than me, but
I don't.
You look at the facts that they're putting up. Like, what are they? Mediterranean? What
They're Armenian.
Armenian. Well, Eastern Bloc.
Well, the father is Armenian.
And
the mom's
white,
a white
or
lady.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing nowhere near.
Chloe's black.
Yeah.
That's
Black
OJ, baby.
That's OJ. Yeah.
He's saying who's paying their bills?
And
Black
look at
people.
the way Chloe has transformed. Chloe used to be the
listen.
real thick one. You know what I mean? And she looks. I mean, none of them look the way they did
This girl-
when they came out.
And
Yeah.
this girl, the same person.
Yeah,
that's
come on.
crazy.
Just look at the old pictures. Yeah. And don't tell me you didn't get work
Like,
done.
come on.
But if a
man.
guy does this kind of transformation, he is freaking. I mean,
Oh,
you've
bro.
heard about it all the time. Simon Cowell, he was been dragged for doing too much,
Mhm.
plastic surgery, stuff like that. Guys that plastic surgery,
I'm
I've seen
going.
a documentary where guys plastic surgery like get chest implants,
Oh,
muscle
bro.
implants.
That's
go
what I'm
a little
doing.
Bigger.
Fuck going to the gym. I'm going. I'm gonna get a
Implants.
lipo, and I'm gonna get implants, and I'm gonna be jacked. And
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I dare you to say something, bitch.
I've
Right.
heard
You
of guys-
fake too, ho.
I've heard of guys getting Botox in their balls so that they have like less wrinkles and at least
Bigger.
more plump.
Oh,
Why would you
less
want less wrinkles in your?
Big,
Who
nice,
cares about your
round,
nutsack?
shiny
eggs.
balls.
Who cares about your
Shiny.
nutsack?
Couple hard boiled. Oh,
Baby
that's funny.
shiny.
Have you ever met a girl that cared about how your nutsack
I've
looked?
never heard this part.
Yeah.
Wrinkles being a problem ever. I've never
No.
heard.
Of course,
it's like-
I couldn't do it. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
true.
Wait, give
I
it a
got
couple years.
42-year-old balls. Let me tell you something. That toilet water's often cold.
Ah, that's good.
That's the most frustrating thing because my balls hit the water sometimes, and
Oh,
I'm just
boy.
like, it's so uncomfortable.
That's
gross.
gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super gross.
Okay.
Whatever, motherfucker. You'll get there,
You get
bitch.
you get a bigger toilet.
If you're lucky
That's
enough
all
to
the
make
toilet.
it this far.
Exactly. To 42. You're lucky enough to make it 42.
Oh, living that hard life, bro.
Yeah. So Jada, right? We can't with this
That
ball
bald-headed bitch.
succubus.
Hey, relax.
Sorry.
Appalachia.
Appalachia. No, that's when you lose your
Appalachian
teeth.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Appalachia's when you lose your teeth.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Alopecia is what she got.
So I don't
You about to
think
get
we
us
even-
canceled for saying that shit wrong.
I don't even think we need to say a whole lot, right? We know, right? I think she's like the queen.
Yeah, I
of
think she
toxic
started
femininity
this.
right
fuck
now,
this
right?
This fight back, I guess is what it is, or at least
Well,
we're
I
talking
think under
about
the guise of female empowerment
She's full of
And-
shit.
and the Me Too movement. She fucking dragged Will
it.
Smith.
Oh man,
She created a monster.
yeah,
And I'm sorry, I don't want to take nothing away from this
Poor
guy, but
Will
this guy
Smith,
had a
man.
career of clean,
It's
doing his
perfect.
thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No issues. And she conditioned him so much that with a look, incited
Tupac would have
violence.
hit that nigga.
Incited violence. And so it's pretty, we saw that. We heard the rumor of the daughter writing a letter to Tupac.
Yeah, right.
We've
Oh, it's
heard
real.
we've seen the Red Table Talks where she's put out all of their
She's-
business.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
she
all
was
of
on her
it,
shit.
all the
She
lines.
sat there
No wonder
and,
the guys,
She started the new season and did not address this shit at all.
Look at
She
this.
just said we're handling it as
Yeah.
a family.
and we're supposed to just accept it.
Yeah, bitch.
How about the entanglement situation? Sat there on national freaking in front of the world.
that was the worst.
Sat there and took no responsibility.
none. Right.
Even though Will Smith said right there, no, we weren't separated. You cheated, bitch.
Mhm.
She decided to call it an
She called it
entanglement.
entanglement. She was he was like, let's call it what it was. It was a relationship.
Entanglement. Who uses
So-
that word?
And then she got an
man?
attitude too.
toxic femininity.
Not only that, think about this. How predatory was that? Young dude coming off of drugs, her kid's homeboy, and you trying to help this guy, and all of a sudden
God.
you helped him right into some pussy.
Imagine if
nasty
it was
bitch.
the other way around, right?
Oh my! If
Imagine
Will
if-
Smith,
If Will Smith banged one of Willow's friends. Oh,
Oh, he be in jail, maybe.
He'd have been
Who
canceled.
knows? Yeah.
Oh, he definitely would have been. We would have never heard from that
No, you're right.
motherfucker or the
Canceled,
rest of the family
canceled.
again.
Yeah. So
Okay, double standard, man.
the double standard is crazy. Toxic femininity is a thing. That's we got some videos from like TikTok that I thought were pretty interesting. I thought this explanation of toxic femininity was pretty good.
What does toxic femininity mean? Can you give me
Ignorant ass chick.
Could you present to me a PowerPoint? I would gladly.
She's trying to be
I love
smart.
You said you love
Yeah,
women.
she's trying to be a smart ass.
So you must have loved that it was a man named Shepard Bliss who invented the term toxic masculinity in the late 1980s and early 1990s. So if it doesn't bother you that a man made up that term, it shouldn't bother you at all that we're talking now about a very real acknowledgement of toxic femininity. Now, to give some comparison, these are some defined behaviors of toxic masculinity. You can see that the phenomenon occurs when what would normally be considered average masculine characteristics become so exaggerated or so expected that they become detrimental to the man himself or those around him.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
that certain masculine qualities can become toxic, then it would be intellectually consistent to assert that the same can be said for feminine qualities. So comparatively, toxic femininity is when you use your womanhood or vulnerability to harm others.
Period. Not just
Period.
women.
Yeah.
Kidnapping,
Others.
Not just women. Others.
Period.
You need to get out of that idea. Like, come on.
Remember her?
Yeah.
That hoe.
Just destroyed the baby Kardashian boy.
Bro, but you didn't hear.
He almost killed himself.
Well, no, just the other day she was bitching about child support and she don't even have the kids. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Emmett Till, yeah.
Ladies, just like we expect men to acknowledge and take accountability for their role in toxic masculinity, we have to do the same so that we can break these cycles of toxic femininity. Like, we can't just keep telling each other that it's fine that we don't trust guys because of people like Ted Bundy, but then get mad when guys don't trust us because of girls like Amber Heard. I mean, you're not trying to say not all women, are you?
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Hello.
Shout out.
So,
Took her to school.
Yeah.
So
very well
I,
said.
I couldn't have said it better. Great. I mean, did what we did the entire episode in like fucking 30 seconds.
60
so.
seconds.
Yeah, good for her.
That's why she's TikTok famous.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, she nailed it, and I think the key word or the key part of that was to inflict using your femininity to inflict harm against others, and I think the same should be said about toxic masculinity.
Mhm.
You know, men can get the same kind of abuse from toxic masculinity as women can. You know, you've heard of guys, bigger, stronger guys making fun of smaller, weaker guys, right?
Mhm.
Taller guys making fun of shorter guys.
Mhm.
You know, it's such a
picking on dudes. You know what I mean? Like physically, just imposing their will on other dudes, right?
yeah. It's such a thin line in some instances because back in the day, when you roasted each other, you talk shit about each other, whatever. Things that now are considered fucking wrong and toxic and whatever. Sometimes it's just guys being guys and just bullshitting.
Well,
I think intention has to, context and the intention behind it. Like if I'm joking with you and I'm like, come on, don't be a little girl. That shouldn't be considered, I'm joking with somebody.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes guys are actually like voicing really like very real concerns in their lives, and then people would be like, "You just got to man up, dude," and be like, give it, like figure it out. Like,
Well, no, that's
stop
different.
complaining
Yeah,
about it,
that's a
don't
completely
cry.
different thing. Yeah.
Like men don't cry, that kind of shit. Like that's all toxic masculinity in my opinion.
100%.
So it's like not
100%.
allowing you to like just feel your feelings because you have to be masculine. You have to always be like hyper masculine or whatever the fuck
Sure,
it is. It's
sure.
like, that's when it goes too far. Or even like not going to the hospital to prove like how manly you are, like that kind of shit.
No, exactly. I'm
that's a bit
talking more in
ridiculous.
terms of,
like
like we joke around all the time.
Other,
When you offer me a shot, I'm like, nah, I'm good. You're like, oh, don't be a pussy. Hey, we're just
Exactly.
playing around. That's
Yeah.
not fucking,
Yeah.
but there's some people that take it so seriously that even a joke between friends, they turn into a fucking
Sure.
federal case.
Yeah. It's funny. You just reminded me of a situation. I think you're right. And I think that we shouldn't have to change our language, right? Necessarily. to please everybody. I think that freedom of speech is important, and I think that just because one select group of people feel some kind of way about a certain term, I don't feel that we should just change that. Now, I think that we have a moral obligation to try and be kind to one another. And if somebody says, "Listen, I prefer you not call me a pussy, or I prefer you not refer to me as a man or a woman," then sure. I don't think it really takes you much to sit there and oblige. However, it should not be like a law, right? We shouldn't be getting into courts about this. I remember, it's funny, you mentioned that joking around, right? I was at a party years ago. Shout out to Paul Conrad, my homeboy, brother from another mother. This guy,
FC.
matter of fact, he just sent me a ridiculous jacket as a gift. I was gonna wear it today. But it's just been a long day. I might wear it the next episode. He just called me one day and said, "What size jacket you think you wear?" And so I'm like, "All right, here's what I think medium, large, whatever." This guy sent me a straight up cheetah print, like just out of the blue.
It's so random.
Out of the blue. He said I have to wear it.
Bro, that motherfucker saw it and said,
"Paul,
yep, I'm gonna send it to Frank."
I feel it.
Yeah, and so it looks good on me, though. I gotta say, not something I would normally wear, but it's not a bad fit. I might have to, let me say so myself. Anyway, so Paul Conrad, right? His wife Z, awesome woman, two great people. We were all hanging out, and Z and I have, we have our inside jokes, just like Paul and I have our inside jokes. And we used to kind of like fuck with each other when we'd see each other. And, "Hey, Frankie, you dick, what up?" Yeah. And I'd be like, "Z, you bitch," something like that. And I remember at a party, we're joking around, and her friend, who was very obviously a lesbian and very obviously into her. Paul actually
obvious into Z.
Me,
yeah,
I remember him telling me, "Oh, she's totally into Z."
Okay.
But she like came at me so hard because I was like, "Z, you bitch," and she was like, "How dare you?" This and the third start coming at me.
Like, bitch, don't get slapped up in here.
I told her, I was like, "Yo, I've known these people like my whole fucking life. I don't know you, so I know you ain't been around very long. Don't fucking tell me I talk to my friends." But it's just another thing, like you said, people get hypersensitive and without any context, just react.
Yeah, that's it. Without any context, they react. Send, post.
I remember calling a girl beautiful at work. I was like, "Hey, beautiful," friend of mine. And at the moment I walked away, the girl sitting next to her, "Doesn't that bother you that he would say that to you? That's so offensive, blah, blah, blah." She's like, "Why would it be offensive?
Why would it be offensive?" Yeah, and you're giving me a
compliment. And he said, "I'm beautiful." Like, why would that bother me?
Yeah. And if you were like, Jason Momoa, you'd have been like, "Oh my God, you need to hit that girl."
Oh my God, he said you're gorgeous. Yeah. Oh my God. It's just like, really? Yeah. Like, first of all, I wasn't talking to you, bitch. Second of all, who gives a shit?
What about the word bitch? How do we weigh on the word bitch?
The word bitch ain't going nowhere.
How do we weigh on? Because I don't feel like women should be referred to as bitches, but I feel like there are bitches. I feel like a man can be a bitch.
Okay. There's a definition of a
like
bitch.
Ice Cube
but
said.
in my personal definition of a bitch, it's just a fucking asshole. Like man, woman, or child.
Like
if you're an asshole, and then maybe even so, like just for no reason. Yeah, a coward. And that
you're acting like a little bitch.
Yeah. So when you call a woman a bitch, right? When you say, "Bitch, shut the fuck up," is it sexist?
I would say the same shit to a dude. I'd be like, "Bitch."
I've called many dudes a bitch.
Please.
Yeah. I think what comes after the word bitch or before the word bitch. Like context. You said it 2 seconds ago. Context matters, right? You fucking bitch. You fucking. You know what I mean? That's probably slow down there, champ. Yeah. Okay? But to your point, it's just,
like, bitch.
Yeah, inflection matters too. How you say things.
Listen, women, it don't matter. They're gonna take it. You know what I mean? It's like the C word, right? You say the C word.
The C word the worst word in the
I don't know. I don't get it.
Meanwhile, British people call each other that shit all day.
Yeah. You couldn't.
You gotta get the accent in there too.
You fucking hairy cunt.
Yeah, hey, little cunt.
Don't be a little cunt.
They're not afraid of their naked bodies over there as much as we are.
But again, they've been in society for thousands of years. I think they've
been around.
Evolved.
Get over yourself. We're all ugly
Yeah,
when we're naked.
But yeah,
Most of us, at
Most
least.
of us, 92% of us.
right?
Yeah, there's a few of them that are beautiful when they're naked. I guess. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Toxic femininity, you
Toxic
bastards.
femininity. But I think we covered it pretty well, guys. I mean, I think the moral of the story here is that it's important as a society that we recognize these things and we hold each other accountable.
Keep it real.
Yeah, we keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker, just because when your girlfriend's being a toxic feminist, call her ass out on that shit the same way you call your boyfriend out on that shit. You know what I mean? And I think that women and men alike should be held accountable for this kind of shit. You know, Amber Heard, your ass, she better pay every cent of that 50 million.
Turd.
And I better never see her. Yeah,
she need to be glad it's only 50 million because he lost that just in like one movie.
Yeah, how could you ever take a shit in a bed, bro? Like,
bro,
she literally
you
shit
squatted over the bed.
Yeah, how can you hire someone to do a movie after that? That's my thing.
I would never look at you the same.
That's the bitch that shit in the bed.
You will
I'm a studio
always
producer. Yeah. Oh, so I got an idea of a great movie about a female hero, something this and that third.
I know,
Amber Heard.
like Amber
Hey,
Heard.
the lady who just took a deuce in the bed. Yeah.
Nah.
I'm not sure
Who
she's
would
a
go see that?
superhero material.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That's not very superhero.
exactly.
I will
Turd.
say this. I'll end it on this note. My prediction on all this is that Johnny Depp, of course, is proclaimed innocent in all this and found to have a case here. Yeah. And I think Amber Heard is going to come out, regardless of the way the courts rule. Amber Heard is going to come out as the guilty
loser,
party
yes.
and the loser in this.
She gonna pay up.
Yeah, I don't think Amber Heard ever does a real serious box office movie ever again that she doesn't fund herself.
Yeah, she might be black.
She ain't got that kind of money neither.
And I will say this, I'm calling in my shot right here. Johnny Depp, okay, and Disney come back together for the next and final Pirates of the Caribbean movie, or maybe, I don't know, final, but come back for the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Maybe giving Jack Sparrow his final send-off, but that next movie with Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean, will break the box office records for best, most sales in a weekend. It'll probably be
opening day shit,
all that shit.
Yeah, Marvel
something
record
like that,
level
yeah.
stuff.
Hey, that's what I'm calling it, or at least close, top 5. We'll see.
I'll put a bet on you that she'll have another movie.
Wait, what are we talking about?
She will.
I say the parameters that actually happen, or that she's gonna go to rehab or some type of psychological type of fucking thing, and she's gonna redeem her name, and she's gonna come back, and she's gonna fucking and she's gonna get,
that counts.
and she's gonna get
'cause she's a
right
girl.
back in there.
Toxic femininity.
'Cause she's a woman.
Just turn it right back around, and because she's a woman, use that to.
Because this
get
nigga
back
already
in.
got canceled, and he ain't even do shit.
Yeah, and even the shoe hasn't even dropped, and they canceled that. But he's coming back. On that note, folks, I think it's been a good
You
one.
try my toy?
Cool. All right.
Yeah, I'll try it after. I might die. What is that toy you got there, Big H?
It's basically a e-pen.
Yeah,
It looks pretty cool. It's like a little.
It's like you hold the button for 3 seconds, let the shit get hot.
Okay, like a
Dab,
mobile
yeah,
dab, like a
yeah.
non-flame dab.
That's pretty
rig.
convenient. That's pretty dope.
Super
Small
convenient.
hand. How much that thing cost you?
$50.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, look at that.
$55.
$55. Yeah, look at that. Let's just add a little bit of race.
Weed products have not been inflated.
Luca.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a
weed.
show. I think it's been fun, guys.
Yo.
Thank you for sticking with us. Those of you who got on with us, I know we've been late. I really appreciate you guys. Those of you listening, thank you for listening. Share,
My
like,
baby
tell
girl.
your friends. I think this is a good one.
This was fun.
Because we're the authority on how women should act, and I will say that.
Of course.
Proclaim that right here. We
My,
know.
my princess
We
was
know
watching,
best.
so don't be toxically feminine, my love.
Don't be toxically feminine.
We're the experts on
Yeah.
this.
Just
yeah.
be my
Later.
princess.
But yeah, thank you guys for JB, Big Ace.
You.
Next week, Wednesday.
All right, y'all.
Podheads.
She reacts to the-
Oh boy.